This is Mark Cook with Scott Reynolds of PewterReport.com and WFLA.com, and we are discussing Bucs training camp here on this Tuesday as the Buccaneers get ready to go to Miami in a couple days. Scott, is this team ready?
I'm not sure, especially along the offensive line. We've seen a lot of injuries pop up to the line and other positions as well. We saw Mitch Unrein go out on the defensive line the other day. David Rivers is out. Josh Robinson's out. There's a lot of players that are not going to be suited up for this Dolphins game. But along the offensive line, there are some concerns because we saw Ryan Griffin go down last year, the third-string quarterback, with the shoulder injury that cost him half the season in that preseason opener against the Bengals. And that came from poor pass protection. So Alex Kappa, the rookie, is going to get the start at right guard. And he's been shaky in pass protection. Moving from left tackle in college to right guard inside has been a tough transition. And I'm concerned how DeMar Dotson's going to perform at right tackle if he plays. Brad Seaton is in there, Cole Gardner. There's a lot of new names, new faces that are going to be protecting the likes of Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jameis Winston.
And that's something that Dirk Cutter has to try and figure out, Scott. How is he going to handle this quarterback rotation? Because you can't throw Jameis Winston out there in the second quarter with some guys that aren't going to make the football team protecting him. I mean, you've got to protect Jameis for when he comes back as well. And we saw after you get past that first line of starters on the offensive line, it gets a little shaky.
It does, but I don't know how Dirk Cutter avoids that. I think he's got to get Ryan Fitzpatrick in there enough with those receivers and tight ends to get the timing down, and also a new center in Ryan Jensen, and still get Jameis Winston some developmental reps as well. It's going to be a really fine line that Dirk's going to have to walk in terms of navigating how those quarterbacks get the reps. Is it going to be a series or two or a quarter or two for Fitzpatrick and Jameis Winston, and kind of overlap that with the available bodies they have on the offensive line to have adequate pass protection.
On the defensive side, Scott, Brent Grimes has been banged up. He hasn't been out at practice. What do you foresee the secondary to look like when they go out there Thursday night against Miami? I
think you're going to see a lot of the rookies. MJ Stewart, the cornerback we've talked about a lot, Carlton Davis, both those guys look very solid out there as starters, and I think they're going to thrive whether it's with the ones or the twos. David Rivers is also going to miss some time, so I think you're going to see quite a bit of those rookies, Stewart and Davis, out there on Thursday night. And it should be fun because these are the future cornerbacks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with Grimes in the last year of his contract, and who knows what the future holds for Vernon Hargreaves. He has to really step up and prove that he's worth that first-round pick in 2016. So far, so good for him, but Davis and Stewart are the future at that position.